What's up everyone, welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max and today we've got the all new BMW X4. And well, it's a very controversial car this, or at least the last one was. I think that this one will be a bit less controversial because if you ask me, this car looks pretty good for one of these SUV coupe thingies. Of course, we've got the new front of the X3 X4. We've seen it on the X3 M40i we reviewed a couple of months ago with the new huge kidney grille. And yeah, I think it's a very handsome front. We've got a 20D X drive today with M Sport X package, which is the sort of sporty off-road package. And that means that we get some of these grey additions to the car. So in the front bumper over there, I think this is M Sport with that cooling unit behind it and all this grey on the side as well. These are some very lovely wheels, I have to say. They are 20-inch and we've got the M Sport brakes behind them. They are also M wheels and, you know, a little grey edge all around with that door sill or side skirt as well, very chunky. And at the back, I think this is the biggest improvement of the new X4. I think the back looks really cool. I think these sort of L-shaped rear light units are very cool, and this is just my opinion, okay? So if you don't agree, just let us know in the comments. Be kind, please, no swearing. And this little spoiler is new as well, which I don't really like. Not that pretty. Again, a lot of grey silver stuff in the rear bumper and dual exhaust pipes. X-drive, it's a 20D, so you need two exhaust pipes, obviously. But they are functional, so that's, at least that's a good thing. Like I said, I think this will be a bit less controversial than the last one because I think that the look is a bit sleeker, the roofline is a bit nicer, and the rear is a bit less chopped off. And on the inside we see an M logo right there on the door sill, and we've got these very nice seats with M striping thingy right there, with red stitching. But these seats are actually very nice, very comfortable and supportive, even though they're not even that, you know, thick. They're quite narrow, and it also has this really nice headrest adjustment, which I always really like. And on the interior, well, the rest we know from the X3. We've got an M Sport steering wheel with heated function as well. This is all very nice in my opinion, and this isn't very nice in my opinion. We've got an M package, so that means we get this M badge right here. If you don't have an M package, I think it just says X4 right here, but it's just not that nice. It looks a bit Chinese to me, and I think that's the main reason why it's there for the Chinese market, or I don't really know why you would want that. I think it's a bit much. Other than that, we've got the digital cluster right there, and well, we've got an X right there. So I think that's it, and we'll take it for a drive. Ah, the color. It's called Flamenco Red. Flamenco Road. And I think it's a beautiful color. I just would have liked a bit, you know, a lighter interior with that red would have been really nice. Okay, let's take it for a drive. All right, we'll start in comfort mode and we'll switch to sport later on when we get a nice bit of road. But let's start with this X4 and why people buy it, because it is the more sporty version of the X3. Which we thought already drove so well that I was wondering, why would you get an X4? Well, they have actually done quite a bit. Of course, they have stiffened up the suspension and well, that's not that hard. They do that often, but they have also widened the rear track. So the rear wheels are further apart. The body is wider at the rear as well. And that means that you gain a lot of stability in corners, and the front end gets a bit lighter and a bit more nimble. So they have really tried to make this X4 handle more sporty than the X3, and you do feel that, you know, this car has a bit stiffer suspension, and the turn-in is really great. You can just lean on that chassis. You do feel that the center of gravity is quite high, but as soon as the suspension sets, you can feel that it has a great chassis. It's on the same platform as the X3, of course, which is on the same platform as the new 5 Series. So it's also very comfortable, even in sport mode. But in comfort mode, this car is super comfortable. I think you do notice a bit less, you know, floating waftiness than an X3. But it's not like this car is so sporty that you just lose all sense of comfort. As I said, we've got a 20D today. That means we've got a 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel engine with 190 horsepower and 400 newton meters. And because it weighs around 1900 kilos, that means 8 seconds to 100 kilometers an hour and a top speed of 213. But this car is not quick. This is full throttle. It's a bit sluggish, but that feeling really only exists when you floor it. If you drive it normally or a bit quicker than normally, you drive it on torque. So like this, just shifting at like 3,500 RPM, it feels quick enough for regular use. But if you want to extract a bit more from it, well, it sort of falls apart really. It's not that impressive. Luckily, you can also go for a 25D with 231 horsepower. You can also go for a 30D with 265 horsepower. And there's also an M40D, which is the first time we've seen that on the BMW, an M40D, and that has 326 horsepower. You could also go for a 20i, a 30i, or an M40i. We drove the X3 M40i a couple of months ago and we really loved it. So, you know, seeing as this is the sporty one of the two, I would go for an X4 M40i just because it's the most sporty version of the most sporty version. But any of the other engines will do as long as you don't expect too much from it. And if I say the most sporty version of the most sporty version, of course, an X4M is also coming, as well as an X3M. They have taken their sweet time to develop them, but they should arrive with this Model X4 and X3. So, you know, we were really impressed with the way the X3 M40i handled. So I'm guessing that X3 and X4M will be super impressive and very desirable. And rumor has it that they will have 470 horsepower. So it's about 3 times as much as this one. So that should be very quick and very impressive. Okay, so that's it for this review of the BMW X4 20D xDrive. I hope you enjoyed it. You can also check out this POV review of an X3 M40i. You can also check out this POV reviews playlist. We've made a lot of these, so if you enjoyed this one, you can check out a lot more over there. Thanks for watching, guys. See you at the next one. Bye.